So we'll start with the top side box. Very first thing you're going to do, you're going to open it up and you'll see you have your Xbox controller case. First step, I'm going to take this out along with the USB cable which connects to the top side box. So first thing I want to do, I usually keep the case inside and set the unit down there so I can protect it from getting damaged from falling on the concrete or whatever. So we have the micro USB cable plugs into the top of the Xbox controller like so. And then the other side is a standard USB port that goes into the top side box port, USB port on top side box. Next, we are going to power the top side box itself, which is done with a standard 12-volt power supply. This one in particular is a simple one-button operation, and we have the cable here that connects it to the top side box. So first thing, we are going to put the cable into the output port on the power supply, and then connect it to the top side box power supply port. And there's a small ring that you can secure that in place. Next step is to power it on. Simple one button push. And the light, you'll see there's a blue light indicating that there's power to the unit. And then you'll also get a power light here to indicate power on. And then third and final, you'll get the display will come on without a signal because we're not yet connected to the tether reel. So you want to grab your patch cable from the tether reel, secure it in place with a piece of Velcro. This is a universal on both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you use. You can plug either side into the tether reel or the top side box. And you do so, there's a small white mark on the connector itself that lines up with a small white mark on the port on the top side box right here. Simply line those up, push down gently, and a little twist to lock, and then check to make sure it's secure. And then you do the same thing on the tether reel. Again, you have a small white mark indicating where to line up your connector. Line those up, push in, twist, and then you're secure. Next thing, we want to connect the ROV to the tether. The tether reel itself has some tension screws. You see right now it's a little stiff and won't turn, so that's to prevent it from turning while it's in transport. You want to loosen those up a little bit, one on each side. Now you can freely pay out your tether. So we have, on the tether reel, we've designed a tether strain relief loop that connects to the back of the vehicle. And this tether is rated to about 350 pound pull strength, so you can recover the vehicle if you need to with the tether. So what you want to do is, on the back of the vehicle, you have a strain relief clip. It has a small locking pin here. Pull it back to this position, pull it up, and then insert your loop. Push it down, and then there's a small indentation on the top of the clip. You want to turn the pin back, lock it into place, and that secures your strain relief. Give it a little tug to make sure everything's in place. Next, you connect the vehicle itself. So you have a guide pin on your connector. It lines up with the guide hole on the back of the device. So you line those up, push it in gently. Make sure if there's any resistance, you check to make sure there's no dirt or grit on the connector. Then you push the cap in place, give it a little twist, finger tight to make sure that it's watertight and securely connected. And then the final step is power. So the unit itself, 2 batteries, you've got them labeled appropriately. You plug it in. When you plug it in, you're going to get an initial tone because these batteries are hot swappable. It will power on with 1 battery, and this is useful for in the field if you need to change batteries and want to keep the unit powered on. So you got a notification tone that you've got initial power up started. While you're doing that, you can plug in the other battery. And then in a few seconds, you'll get a final tone, indicate that unit is powered on. And then we come over to the top side box and you'll see you now have your video display. It'll run through a short sequence of boot up, and once it's ready to go, you will have your on-screen display indicating you're ready. And that's the complete setup of the whole SRV-8 system. Now you're ready to go into the water.